Yes, sir. For the 160th time, I've been graced with your presence, or you've been graced with mine. Either way, it's all love. Thank you for continuously stepping with me on this journey. In episode 160, can you believe it, of the Mr. Know-It-All podcast is on its
I said
way.
No more goody two shoes, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Fuck you too, it's likewise. This is what they left me in when they ain't choose the right side. Red inside my sight lines, feeling this in my mind. Venomous synonyms, nigga, I become a python. Cause y'all really push me to the edge. Ain't no more rebuilding once it's fire on the bridge. Keep an eye out when trying to feed a dog who ain't been fed. Cause after you feed them, they might use the strength to bite your hand. It's crazy, I know. Thinking how could they do it? Play with negatives, way too long and they show improving that. So no more goody two shoes, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Fuck you too, it's likewise.
Hey now. Guess who's Bizak? You know, like, you gotta talk directly into the mic. You can't just use it as a kickstand. Yeah, you can't just use it as a kickstand.
It seems so long.
Pause. You all right?
That's what she said.
Yo, what the fuck? Oh, my
gosh. It's been so long, it seems.
Yeah, I know. It's been a minute.
It's only been a week and a half.
Yeah, it's only been a week and a half. No, it's been something along those lines. But it's been some time. I did put a bonus episode out last week or whatnot.
Bonus.
You all right today? Oh, yeah, you got the liquor in the cup.
No, I don't.
You do? You didn't pour it in the cup yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I took a hit, but I didn't pour it in the cup yet.
Yeah.
And it's only margarita.
I was bombed last night.
Where?
The Mooshaloo.
The Mooshaloo.
I know, the Mooshaloo.
What you doing at the Mooshaloo?
Just cutting up and getting out and whatnot before it get too cold. Cause
Right,
I ain't gonna
you
really.
know.
And plus they don't. It was 90s versus 2000s night.
Oh.
It's a vibe.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wish I could have made that.
Something to do. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Getting down with the get down. But we will discuss all of that further very shortly. But I'm trying to figure out. I'm hoping that this shit is right. Let me just make sure. Yep, I think it's on there. Got some exclusive shit, some shit that I heard the other day, and I guess you had just brought up something that I hadn't heard about this person. But let's play this tune.
Play it.
Episode 160. You're gonna get a little nostalgic today.
Gosh.
Without further ado.
Spell it.
Yeah. Welcome back. I'm going to be very, very melancholy today and very chillaxed because this is the kickback episode. I've been tackling a lot of brain-busting issues. Pause. Don't know what that meant, but I don't know if I should have said it like that. This is episode 160.
160?
Of the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. And as always, I am your sophisticated, smooth, loving, dope-ass host, Mr. Know-It-All.
Okay.
Your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. Even if you didn't know that he podcasted, also podcasting's lovable smartass. And to my left is the Qster of all Qsters, Kellie Q Diamond Phillips, the diva. Oh, man. Get with us on IG and Mr._Know-It-All_pod. The Facebook fan page, Mr. Know-It-All Podcast fan page, Mr. Know-It-All Podcast on TikTok. And as please, as always, send us all of your fuckery, duckery, and schmuckery over to the Gmail account at MrKnowItAllPod@gmail.com. That's MrKnowItAllPod@gmail.com. And thank you to all our Apple podcasters. Yeah, I know, that's wild. Okay. All of our Apple podcasters, all of our Spotify podcast listeners, all of our Google podcast listeners, all of the Amazon and every other subsidiary that you decide to get a tin can and put together, tie around a rope and put up in the air and listen to us on. We appreciate you.
Cheers to you.
I told y'all, man, I'm kicked back, I'm laid back and whatnot.
We're chilling it.
Eagles are still undefeated. Some football upstairs going on and whatnot. But I'd rather be down here with you. I feel closer to God when I'm with you. Oh, it's so gangster. Give a hand clap of praise to yourself. So now it is time for the condiment of all condiments. You'll see it. You'll find it on every diner table all around America. Less and less diners lately in Jersey. You heard about that shit? They done closed like 5 diners in the past 2 weeks. They just like they couldn't survive from COVID. Yeah, they couldn't get back. They couldn't get it back. Oh man, shout out! And I think Jersey is the diner capital of the world.
Oh really?
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate, man. Keep your head up, Jersey. I still love you. Shout out to y'all, man. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Okay.
But it's the ketchup.
It's the ketchup.
Right next to the salt and pepper. It is the ketchup. What's been going on? What you been up to?
Oh, let's see. I started the new job.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, you did. You already said that.
Yeah, I started, but I don't think I started it during the last episode. I'm not sure. Anyway.
No, you don't even remember. I think you did, but that's okay.
Yeah, so it's been a real experience.
Yeah.
It's been a real experience. It's a new experience hotel. So
that's what's
we
up.
shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah, well that's good. I ain't been doing nothing, scouting out business ventures and opportunities and places to broaden my horizons and just trying to figure out things to do. You know what I mean? Out there working, hustling, making money, trying to get right.
Hustle and the bustle.
Hustle and the bustle. Who came up with bustle? What does bustle mean?
Bustle is
Pause. The bustle.
Bustle is actually.
What's bustle? What does bustle mean?
Bustle is what goes under a woman's dress. So back in the 1800s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in the 1800s when they had them big dresses.
Oh shit.
That's
oh
the
yeah,
bustle.
with all additional shit.
Yeah.
That's
the bustle.
I never knew.
I don't know how the hustle and the bustle goes, but that's what the bustle is. Maybe trying to hustle to get the bustle off.
That's what I was thinking, to get underneath the bustle. Yeah. It seems like it was wasn't no.
I don't think the women in the whole houses wore the bustle, so
I don't think so either. They wore the original version of slips and shit like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Easy access. Yep, there we go. Yeah, we on the same page today.
Easy,
on the same.
Your pants said that. Easy access, baby.
Easy would say that. Easy would say that shit. That's definitely a nigga that was about easy access. Shout out to Easy. Rest in peace, good brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. All right, so before we even bring this topic up,
I have the info.
Oh, you got the info? But we're gonna start off with your shit.
Okay.
All right. And now to the current events.
Mm-hmm.
If this button ever works, come on, nigga. There it is. Kellie Q's going to start it off. What we got here, you brought something to my attention very, very early. I want to see exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
What's that?
So we are just hearing that Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert are separated.
That sucks.
Checking out what TMZ is talking about. She broke the news on IG. Not too much on my bestie. In all fairness, Iman and I are separated and have been for a while.
Oh.
To be 1,000% clear, infidelity ain't one of the reasons for our departure.
And you know how that always go. Who cheated? This, that, and the third.
So she just clipping it there. She adds, we are still the best of friends, great business partners, and one hell of a team when it comes to co-parenting our children. Most importantly, we are a family. And in 7 years married, we ain't ever played about that or with that.
So essentially, they just don't fuck with each other like that no more.
Yep, she goes on to explain the reason she's kept this under wraps is because she's private and didn't feel like it was anyone's business, which she's absolutely
right.
I think that's what we were talking about beforehand is don't tell everybody your business, because once you are not upset with that person anymore, everyone else is going to be upset with that. So I think that Iman and Tiana are the perfect example of how a private situation should be handled. I think they were a good example of parenting, co-parenting, even as a married couple, co-parenting.
Yeah.
Good example of that. A good example of she's still calling him her bestie. You know,
Yeah.
whether that's bullshit or not, for the world, that's all you need to know. You don't need to know everything that's going on in my house. Like, I miss the days when the only entertainment information I had on like my favorite artists came from Entertainment Tonight.
I agree with that.
I
do agree with
being
that.
able to see
Yeah.
everybody's everyday on Instagram or everybody's everyday on Facebook or whatever is too much.
I can understand that. And I mean, and we are.
I don't need to know that much about Neo and his wife and his ex-wife and his children. I don't.
We just in a
need to
season.
know.
Well, let's just keep it rolling. We in a season of the breakup.
Yes.
Jeezy files for divorce from Jeannie Mai.
I want to know what happened.
You want to know what happened in that situation?
Now,
you just went on this whole diatribe about staying out of people's business and
But
shit.
that
and
one.
then the first thing you say is that I want to know what happened.
But that one, because, and I'll tell you why I want to know.
They've been split up for a while too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're starting to replay something she said on the reel.
Yeah, talking about how she wouldn't date a black guy.
You're like, no, she said she'd date a black guy, but she ain't gonna marry a black guy.
Well, she did.
She's like, I like white guys. Okay, well, you married a white guy, but he divorced you because you didn't want any children. Then you married this black guy and have his baby.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, at the end of the day.
So who are you?
Well, we allowed to change our mind.
Yeah, definitely.
We allowed to change our mind. She did what she did.
I had a friend who was living with this guy. They were together forever.
Right,
Okay,
right.
they were together for a very, very long time.
Yes.
He broke up with her because he really wanted to eventually get married and have a child.
Okay.
And she was okay with the getting married part, but she didn't want to have a child.
Kids are overrated anyway. Kids is fucking
Then
overrated.
she meets this Spanish guy who worked at her job. So it was a coworker.
And he got her pregnant.
Knocked on up.
Well, you know, the Spanish people is fertile as shit. She was fucking with the wrong one if you didn't want to have no baby.
Child.
And you know what's dumb? So
as far as I'm concerned, he looked at her, and she was pregnant.
So the problem is, first and foremost,
I wouldn't look at him at all, because
let me give a rundown on that, and we can keep going. First and foremost, exactly what you said. Shit like that is really, really what affects. You want to fuck with a motherfucker feelings beyond the point of just not being with them. Do some shit like that. Go against the grain of the reason why y'all broke up.
Oh my goodness.
And just go completely opposite of what you said and do something completely different. Oh boy, man, you talk about a tailspin, because a person will never understand if it was me or not. And men, our ego looks at it a lot different, because you always want to feel as if that you have the strength to hold your relationship in check as some sort of pseudo leader. You understand what I'm saying? If another man if you break up with your woman because she don't want to have kids, first and foremost, I'm gonna put a pin on that not want to have kids thing right there, right? Let me put a pin on that.
Okay.
For all y'all that's looking to procreate, most of y'all shouldn't. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna say it like this or whatnot. I think everybody should take a test. They should have a psyche eval. And I know it's something that's innately in our nature, to want to procreate. It's overrated.
For some
Love
people. For some people, I actually,
yeah. No, it's a lot of people. Yeah, you're absolutely
I had
right.
a girlfriend who said she did not want to become a mother. She didn't want to have kids.
Yeah.
And the older woman I was with at the time was like, every woman should be a mother. No, every woman should not. Like, I completely disagreed in that very moment.
I hate when the generalizations. Like, every woman has a vagina.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the generalization. But exactly. You know what I mean? That's like saying every woman should have a back shot. Every woman should have. Like, what? Like. I mean, I think it's true, but I mean, I think it's true, but I don't think you really have to live that way if you choose not to.
Right.
Some people like missionary. It is what it is. Taking it back though, beyond that point, back to your friend with the Spanish guy. Shout out to my Latinas and Latinos, Boricua, all that, right? I think that would get under my crawl, though. If we broke up and I wanted kids, and like I said, whatever, overrated, whatever.
Yeah.
If I wanted kids and you, fresh off the breakup, get pregnant by somebody else,
Hunty.
like, honestly, like my thing is, in those instances, like, if you broke up with me because all I wanted to do was take you to football games, and you like, I don't even fucking like football like that, you are a fucking asshole, and we can do other things besides football. It's like when you got free time, you buy season tickets, we go to football games, and then we go to dinner. But I'm tired of going to football. Your life is surrounded by football, and all you want to do is football, and we fly to go see the Super Bowl, and we do all this extra shit because football. I hate football. And then you marry and have a family with a football player. Dog.
Like, do you still hate it?
I don't.
Because it's giving you your lifestyle.
But see, here's the thing. I mean, maybe that's what it is. And you just brought up something that just blew my mind for a second.
Okay. I do that sometimes.
Is that not like? Can we keep it 1,000 about why you don't want to be with the person? Because I think that to me, I think that's it's not a foregone conclusion that they don't want to be with you because of the reason they said they didn't want to be with you.
Okay.
Because if somebody else, and that's what men with egos, that's what makes us feel away.
Right.
When you do something different because you want to do something different, cool. But when you do exactly what you didn't want to do with me with somebody else, that makes me feel as if that I'm the weak one.
I'm the issue.
I'm the issue. He came in, he alphaed my alpha. And that's worse than cuckling. That's worse than a cuckle. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, if you, it's like when a mother get cheated on. When a man get cheated on, the first thing he asks is, what is the first thing a man asks?
Why?
No. That ain't what he asked.
What do you ask?
Did you suck his dick? You know what I'm saying? And you like, and women is like, why would you ask that? That's a part of sex, ain't it? Because the whole thing is that what type of
Did
vibe?
I ask you if you ate her pussy?
So what? That's not, there's nothing.
So,
let me tell you something.
But so what?
Let me tell you something. The domination and
Why can't y'all why?
Because it's not the same thing.
Okay, I got a question.
Not the same thing.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
If
not the same thing.
If
Mm-hmm.
My man cheated on me.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I asked him was, did you eat her pussy? But then I turn around because I'm petty tick for tag.
Right.
And I cheat on him.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't y'all take what y'all dished?
That's, oh my
I just have to ask.
Because it's a double standard, Kelly. Get over it. It's a double standard. It's the same thing. There's something empowering about standing over a woman that is willing to fillet you. Let's keep it 1,000 about what that means.
Right.
Like a man, niggas is nasty. They'll dive right in and whatnot. You ain't nothing that you can do that makes a man seem submissive in that instance. There's something completely and utterly submissive about a woman that is looking to please you in that way because she is making herself uncomfortable. She's putting herself in a different position. And at the end of the day, when she's doing it, she has all the control, but you have all the control. It's like
okay, so
it's like somebody that cooks your food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're making you, they have all the ability to control, to kill you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they could put poison in your meal, but they make you something delicious. They make you something delectable. And it is marvelous. And you walk away satisfied. And they did that for the love of doing it. Man, shout out to fucking, shout out to Good Head.
So,
God damn.
So do you feel there's a more, oh God, how do I put this?
Yeah, how do you put this? Here we go. How do you put
How
this?
do you put
Pause.
this?
That's what she said. How do you
Do you feel
right.
that there's a more intimate or emotional
Yeah.
back thought
Uh-huh.
to a woman giving fellatio than a man?
Ew. Come on, bro.
Then a man
see
giving
what
woman
I'm saying?
fellatio.
Oh.
Then a man giving woman fellatio.
Well, men don't give women fellatio.
Well-
it's cunnilingus.
Whatever. Colonel Angus.
Not cunnel anus.
No,
Oh,
it's a skit from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
And the man's name was Colonel Angus.
Cunnilingus. It's
What's your first name?
Cunnilingus.
He said my first name was Anal. And he's like, sometimes, if I stay too long, just tap me on my head and I'll be on my own.
Yo, shut
Guess who wrote that? And guess who wrote it?
Who?
Tina Fey.
I know she did. I know Tina Fey nasty ass did. So,
But is there
are you asking?
if a woman is giving man head,
Yeah.
say the man cheated or whatever, his woman is giving somebody else head,
Right.
but he gave someone else the
Yeah.
tongue.
Yeah.
Tongue.
I don't even know. You're so immature. Like, just say tongue. Why gotta be the tongue?
It gotta be the thong.
Okay. Yeah.
And the man gave some other woman head.
Okay.
Does that man feel like his woman giving somebody else head was worse than him giving someone else head?
Absolutely.
Why?
What did I just express to you about the
Express
power?
it again.
The power dynamic that
struggle.
goes into that. Like at the end of the day, when a man gives a woman head
You
and
just
whatnot,
randomly ate somebody's pussy, but
right? Randomly.
you cheated on me, so I'm gonna say that's a random bitch. That may be
Right.
somebody you cheated with for 8-9 years. Who
Okay.
knows?
Cool.
But
But-
that's always gonna be some random bitch to me.
Okay, but at the end of the day, like I said before, look at the dynamic.
What if he ain't no random dude to me? What if he's somebody
Look at the dynamic.
I've been with?
Look at the dynamic
before.
of control. Like I said before, it's like somebody cooking your food, and the woman could turn it left real fast. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? A man could turn it left real fast, but he's never in any immediate danger. It ain't like, you got some thick ass thighs. They might try to, wrap around you if you
It's mother.
you could get smothered, but still, there's a leverage because all you gotta do is pick her up and power bomb her.
If you can get up, sure.
Yeah, if you can pick her up. Yeah, if you can pick up and power bomb, but I'm pretty sure you can put her in the sharpshooter, some shit like that. You Boston Crab, Walls of Jericho. You can do a lot of
You don't
things.
even need to do all that.
Right, you can do a lot of things to get out of
Just go.
that. Yeah, exactly. Or put a thumb in her butt, then she'll loosen it up real fast. Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck off me. So my thing is, what the hell was that sound? I don't even know what that sound was. That was wild. That was wild. We gonna get back to that in a minute. That was crazy. But yeah, what the hell was that? No, that shit's wild. I don't want to know you like that. That's kind of crazy. So at the end of the day, it's the power dynamic. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And then it's always going to be those that goes into the generalizations that we talk about when we talk about double standards. That's a double standard. You know what I'm saying? But now that we've dived down that rabbit hole, man, shout out to everybody and whatnot. That's this is breakup season. You know what I mean? I thought this was cuff.
To make up.
Or no,
That's all
Jesus
we
Christ.
do.
you're gonna have to sing. You're gonna sing the whole hook.
First you love me, then you hate me.
Uh-huh.
That's a game for fools.
So here's the thing. It being breakups, what the hell is going on? With it being breakup season, but it's not breakup season. It's trading season. That's what it is.
Ew.
Yeah, because it's cuff season. Cuffing season. We are now.
Where's my list?
What cuffing season? Yeah. Where are we at right
Where
now?
are we at?
Because it's not cuffing season yet. This is like the last minute trades before cuffing season begins, and that's where we're at. We're at trading season. So, you know what I mean? Women is trading, getting rid of the little niggas for the big niggas now. They moving them to the side, and you know what I'm saying? They need their teddy bear and all that. And you know what I mean? And this is what's happening. You see a lot of skinny niggas roaming the streets with nobody.
Oh, the schedule. There
The
we
schedule. Oh, you got the schedule.
All right.
Where we at on the schedule?
go. All right. So scouting was August.
Okay.
We're in draft season.
We in draft season.
Niggas
is moving down.
Pick your top candidates.
Yeah, that's what it is. Niggas is moving down.
October is tryouts. Go on many first dates. November is preseason. Get more serious with 1 or 2 prospects.
Okay.
Cuffing season is December 1st to January 15th. Pick your best match and be exclusive through the holidays.
Cuffing season is only like 43 days long?
Yeah.
That's some crazy.
Then you got the playoffs.
46 days?
Okay, no, but you got your playoffs. Survive the holidays and consider long-term potential. So that's mid-January to mid-February.
Oh, okay.
February 13th to be exact. Okay,
right.
February 13th to be exact.
Because February 13th
Because
is the
on
biggest
February
breakup
14th,
day.
we playing the championship game. Offer official boyfriend-girlfriend status and celebrate Valentine's Day.
So if you got side bitches or side people, what is that? That's the extra
Well, that's
day.
preseason. That's tryouts and preseason.
But no, I'm talking about the side. When you got a side person, the Valentine's Day, the extra day, the 15th day. So it's like February 14th is Valentine's Day, and then February 15th is National Side Chick Day.
Oh, it's like Christmas. July 25th, the main girl get all the gifts. July 26th, the side bitch.
You mean December?
Whatever.
Christmas is in December.
I know, but that's why I'm saying, like Christmas, you have your girlfriend gets Christmas,
Right.
and then the side joint either get Christmas Eve or the day after.
Side chicks don't get Christmas Eve. They get December 26th.
Oh well.
Maybe 27th, depending on if it landed on the weekend.
I don't know.
And that's how that depends.
And the fact that I can just Google cuffing season and all these different images with the
they get that
schedule.
They get that second day or however long it take you to find the cheaper version of the bag. The one from the stand. You know what I'm saying? The one. Yeah, I'm saying, that's just kind of how that rocks or whatnot. And you got to understand, that's just kind of the name of the game. But yeah, it's everybody, man, just listen.
Have fun, y'all.
Just listen to Diddy's album, man. It's about love. You know what I'm saying? Get you some love in your life. Some love in your life. Ty wanted us to review an album.
P-Love?
Yeah, it's love. Is P Love now?
I don't know what his name is.
I was about to say. That sounds like an R. Kelly song. Get it? All right. No, yeah, I know.
I'm not going.
I know that was a lot. That was a lot. I tried to take it there. On to a couple things in college football. The coach of the Michigan State football team, college football team. I think Michigan State's Trojans. I think so. So it's Trojans or Spartans. One of them. I think. Yeah, one of them. Anyway,
Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State and whatnot. He has been fired for some sort of claim of sexual harassment or something like that. Did you hear about this?
No.
But it's a whole
rape survivor charges sexual harassment.
Yeah, so it's a whole thing going on, and from what I'm hearing, he's been fired or suspended or something like that without pay. So a whole lot of it going on right now. I don't know if they officially fired him. I think they probably could have, possibly. Don't know. Prayers up to everybody that's involved in that, because I don't really know the whole details about it. I just know for a fact that, you know what I mean, it's one word against another. She says he did something. She said he didn't do it.
This is the update.
Okay, what's the update? 2
years ago, one of the nation's star college football coaches and a prominent rape survivor teamed up to fight the culture of sexual violence in sports.
Oh, okay.
Their partnership should have been a force for good. Instead, it has devolved into scandal. This is from USA Today.
Oh, shit.
With the activists accusing the coach of the same misconduct that both of them preached against. The accused is Mel Tucker, head of Michigan State University and one of the highest paid coaches in all of sports.
Yep, absolutely.
Accusing him is Brenda Tracy, a rape survivor who has made educating athletes about sexual violence her life's work. Over 8 months, they developed a professional relationship centered on her advocacy work. Tucker invited Tracy to campus 3 times, twice to speak to his players and staff, and once to be recognized as an honorary captain of the team's spring football game.
Right.
But their relationship was appended during a phone call on April 28th, 22, Tracy said in her complaint she filed with the university Title IX office in December. According to her complaint, Tracy sat frozen for several minutes while Tucker made sexual comments about her and masturbated. His violation, she said, reopened 25-year-old wounds from her rape by 4 men, 2 Oregon State University football players, a junior college player, and a high school recruit. The idea that someone could know me and say they understand my trauma but then reinflict that trauma on me is so disgusting to me. It's hard for me to even wrap my mind around it. It's like he sort me out just to betray me.
What do you think about that? Does it sound believable?
Let's just.
I don't like to. I'm not.
He says
victim blame or anything.
He
like
acknowledged masturbating on the call,
but they was fucking around.
But said Tracy grossly mischaracterized the episode. According to him, they had consensual phone sex. Miss Tracy's distortion of our mutually consensual and intimate relationship into allegations of sexual exploitation has really affected me, Tucker wrote in his letter to the investigator. I am not proud of my judgment, and I am having difficulty forgiving myself for getting into this situation, but I did not engage in misconduct by any definition. So they have a private investigator.
Right.
Going through all this. She finished her investigation in July, and a formal hearing to determine whether Tucker violated school policy is scheduled for October 5th and 6th during the Spartans bye week. So is he? I guess he's still coaching.
I think I get. From what I'm hearing, I think he's suspended because the season is ongoing.
Oh my
right
God.
now. So that's yeah.
Tucker, who signed one of the most lucrative contracts in college sports history 2 years ago, could lose out on roughly $80 million he is owed if Michigan State fires him for cause. Which would be a stunning fall from the elite ranks of college coaches.
He got a 10-year, $100 million contract or something like that. I think he's been doing it for
Yeah, he's suspended without pay.
Suspended without pay. Oh man, So did it say anything? Did they have a regular sexual relationship?
It doesn't really say. It's right now, like the article is reading, like she said this. He's acknowledging some things.
Right.
His thought process on it is completely different than what she is saying. So
how do you misconstrue? See, this is my thing. Now, this is where everything gets kind of tangled in the web.
Right.
How do you misconstrue phone sex?
Exactly.
Like,
and it has to be not FaceTime, but like on Zoom or something for her to like know that he's.
That's true too. So did she, and that's my whole thing. I'm sure,
like, if they were just on a regular phone call, you might not know.
You might not know if he was doing it or something like. But see, my thing is, there was something to me. Like I said before, I'm not victim blaming and victim shaming, because if he did this and she didn't want him to do this, then he's a nasty bastard and he deserves everything he gets. My thing is that to me, something smells fishy. It seems as if that there was some sort of inappropriate relationship that maybe it shouldn't have been with them two from the beginning.
Right from the gate.
You know what I'm saying? Like, something's not right. Like in order for me to even feel that way. You know what I'm saying?
And we just talked about being in people's business, but this kind of affects everything for Michigan State.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what he said, she said. I want to know what the investigator finds. Exactly. Because I'm not going to victim shame because she's already been through enough.
Right.
I'm not going to believe everything she says. I'm not going to believe everything he says
right
now because
you can't
I don't know. What I want to know is what the investigator finds. But I also want to know, she accused him of masturbating.
Right.
He says he was masturbating.
Okay.
Where's the disconnect?
Yeah, where's the disconnect and whatnot? Right. Where is the back? I back my man out on a Zoom call, to start jacking it in front of somebody who was clearly not interested in seeing me jack it.
Right.
Like, that's some
Like,
crazy
my
shit.
thing is, unless she's been on that.
Right. That's kind of my thing.
Why?
Yeah.
I just watched this movie. With Jane Fonda in it. Mm-hmm. And Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. In the movie, a friend of theirs from college.
Go ahead.
I know, but they're hilarious, and I'm going to watch them wherever they're at.
Right.
But in this movie, they have a friend from college. They're 3 college friends, so now they're extremely old.
Right.
And the friend dies.
Okay.
So Jane Fonda flies in for the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Funeral is said and done.
Right.
She walks up to the husband and tells him,
right,
before this weekend is over,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to kill you.
Oh, shit.
See, me thinking, it's Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, we can have this funny ass movie.
Yeah.
This movie got real dark real fast.
Oh, shit.
Because at the end, you find out that first, her ex-husband in the movie is Richard Roundtree.
Oh, shit. Jane Fonda and Richard Roundtree? Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. They was Jungle Fever before Jungle Fever, huh?
They getting a little kissing going on.
Oh, shit. Go ahead, Chef.
But she divorces her husband because of what happened. And she finally told him what happened is that she went, the friend went away for the weekend to check on her mother or something.
Right.
And she said, do me a favor, check on him because he can't survive.
Yeah.
So she took some food over to his house.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, he was a heavy drunk, a heavy alcoholic.
Right.
And he, from her view, he raped her. Okay? From his view, they had consensual sex because he was drunk. So he's thinking one way, but she was obviously not drunk. So it's really a matter of he say, she say, and what you can prove. But that's the whole thing of...
You hear these stories a lot,
too.
You
hear these stories of
women
I
saying,
did not
want to. But see, this is my thing. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever, and this is deeply personal. You ain't got to answer it if you don't want to. Mm-hmm. Have you ever found yourself in the position into which that you were ready to have sex with somebody, and in the midst of getting ready to have sex, you was like in the middle of kind of changing your mind? And then you was like, well, I should, so let's do it.
Yes.
Okay. Why? Why did that happen?
Why did it continue?
Besides, like, the obvious, maybe you didn't like the size of his dick. Maybe you didn't like he stank or.
No, it wasn't it wasn't anything.
You know what I'm saying? It was not. You know what I mean? If it wasn't,
like, emotionally, we were just so up and down.
Right.
We were just so up and down. And was over there for a conversation.
Yeah.
And it kind of conversation led, elsewhere.
Right.
And could have stopped. I mean, not that I didn't enjoy it.
Right.
But I look back and wish it didn't happen.
Okay. That's different. That's
right.
different. See, the
but
regret
is
different than
he was
in the midst of it.
He was a real big dude.
Yo.
And I mean,
wait a minute.
Okay, let me fix this.
Wait, yo, I'm too immature for this. You can't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do
I'm
that.
Sorry.
You can't do
when
that.
When I say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for feeding your immaturity.
Yo, no, because you can't.
When I say he's a real big dude, he was like 6'6".
Right.
Look, up and out.
Okay, yeah.
So it was just like,
yo. Oh my God.
I figured just go through with it.
Yo, man, come on.
For safety's sake.
No, yo, I'm listen. For safety's sake, all right, we go ahead and wait. Like, let's clear this up before we move on because I don't want. First and foremost, I look like an asshole for laughing, but I know you, and you saying that to me right then and there. That was some of the funniest shit I've heard in a long time. Okay. So you wanted to do it. At what point did it go like,
I don't feel like it.
Yeah, like maybe no. Cause there's a difference. First and foremost, some of the best sex in the world is
you shouldn't be having.
Oh my God. and here's the thing, right? Woo! So here's the thing.
Hi.
And in the midst of that sex, there's always a question, a moment where there's a question. There's two types of questions. The first one is, why are you fucking me like this? And the other question is, do you think that we should be doing this?
Oh, I never asked that.
Do you think that we should? Now, as a man, like smart man, and this is for
you asking that question?
And this is the youngsters need to know this though too. The young boys need to know this. That is a door opening for consent. So when you in the midst of it, and the consent was already given because y'all all over each other. If she says something to you like, should we be doing this? And she could be moaning when she's saying it. You should ask her if you want me to stop. And the moment she say, fuck no, then you already know what it is. My thing is that I'm asking you the question of when when you're enthralled in the depths of passion with Mark Henry or whoever the fuck you whoever this nigga was, yo. Oh my God. With oh my God, man. With Jordan Davis, whoever this nigga was. He's just a big
Jordan Davis. Anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead. God damn. It's a big ass dude. Said this nigga's like 6'6" and up and out. So the only thing I'm keep picturing is fucking what's the boy name from the Eagles, the offensive lineman boy. Anyway, that's a defensive lineman. It wasn't. I'm thinking a lot of Lane Johnson, or fucking or the Australian boy. Anyway, so in the midst of that, okay, so you talking, you say something, y'all kiss, the butterflies happen. Next thing you know, y'all touching. Yes, him. You know what I mean? Y'all touching, y'all necking, y'all naked. You know what I'm saying?
So much.
And then shit's going down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At what point was it like, I can Kool and the Gang unplug this shit right now? Bow. And because I don't think that it's the best thing to be doing.
Like mid-kiss.
Mid-kiss?
Mid-kiss, just like I wasn't all there. You know what I mean? I'm. It can happen. I just didn't care if it did or didn't.
That's the okay. Then that's not essentially.
But like after that, it was just like.
But that's both of y'all fault. That's not
diving. Just
Yeah.
I don't have time.
Right, and things went a certain
just
way.
Just making sure I'm not in the same place with him.
Right. But at the end of the day and whatnot, the pleasure part of it takes over, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, fuck it, we'll deal with it on the back end. Anyway, everybody, just be careful out here, man.
Please.
Consent, you know what I mean? Just understand what your consenting thing. All right, let's move on. Nicki Minaj's husband was looking for Offset at the awards.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, some DMs had happened at the. Did you watch the MTV Awards? I ain't watched that shit.
Why? Look, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't watch the MTV Awards.
Why is that?
Because I kept seeing the commercials.
Right.
For the MTV Awards.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, such and such, such and such, such and such.
I knew you was gonna say some old person.
Nicki Minaj, such and such, such and such. I didn't
know
anybody who was gonna be on there.
We know. I understand.
It's past my time.
But
It's past my
at
time.
the end of the day and whatnot, they apparently got into. So Nicki and Cardi been beefing forever. That's kind of the
Yes.
thing. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? And it's just words and words and words. And apparently it must have been something that Offset had DM'd Nicki's husband and said you pussy, blah, 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 something like that. It had to do with something, you know.
Stop.
You know what I mean? And then he went live and said, we looking for this nigga Offset right here. We at the awards. Step up if you trying
Stop
to.
being corny.
Yeah, it's so corny. It's all dry. I don't even know why I'm reporting on this, but you know what I mean? Everybody grow the fuck up.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking of fucking allegations. Did you hear about the Tyrese and DJ Envy situation?
No.
So apparently Tyrese
Did
went
something happen on the radio?
Yeah. So apparently they were
I saw I didn't hear him.
They were on, like, Tyrese has been
They
making.
were on the morning show.
They were on the Breakfast Club. He's been making his rounds. He was on Joe Budden podcast. He was on a couple different, I don't know what he's promoting, but apparently, he just got a lot of things going on. So he's around. He was in New York City, and he was just talking. I guess it was because he was at wasn't the MTV Awards in New York this year? Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. So
every year.
So he was, I guess, since he was in New York, he did the Breakfast Club, blah blah blah. DJ Envy has said something like, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to, you know what I mean, he wanted to punch Tyrese in the face for something that happened because he was like, apparently when DJ Envy and his wife were going through something, they were saying they were kind of utilizing Tyrese's not example, but his knowledge of, I guess, of specific things, or maybe, apparently he was talking him through it, giving him some sort of like pseudo therapy. I have no idea. But he said that his wife that he had said something disrespectful to her, and Tyrese.
So DJ Envy's wife.
DJ Envy's wife has said that Tyrese has said something disrespectful to her.
Okay.
Here's the thing. After all that was kind of cleared up, she doubled back and doubled down. So she went back and said, not only was it disrespectful, there were like sexual advances.
Okay.
Now, Tyrese is like, fuck out of here. I got receipts to prove that what you're saying is not true.
Okay.
So now we in between a rock and a hard place where Tyrese is saying, I didn't do this, and it could have been taken, some sort of way, and she is doubling down on her thing, her stance on what he said. It's causing a whole riff, whole tiff to whatnot, and Tyrese is doubling down, basically saying, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but that ain't been me, it ain't never been me, and I ain't that type of person, you know what I'm saying? Right. So he's saying that everything that she's saying is a lie. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that you know what I mean? Like, I guess he was saying he was trying to be there as a friend, and if he was saying something that was misconstrued, and he's like, look, I apologize, but I ain't never came off at you on that type time. Right. And I'm not disrespectful like that. The worst thing in the world that you can do, and I kind of say this to a lot of people. That's
crazy because in February 16th, 2018, there's a post saying DJ Envy credits Tyrese with saving his marriage.
Yes.
After he cheated on his wife, Tyrese was my angel.
See, here's my thing, right?
Like, I'm trying to look up what you're talking about, but that's what I'm finding.
So I mean, I could send you the link. But my thing is, the worst thing in the world that you can do, is to cross paths or cross some sort of boundary of disrespect with a friend's wife.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Because even if that's not the way that it's taken, or even if something is wrong and you're looking at it as if that, no, it's not wrong, I didn't mean it that way, it's always going to be taken the wrong way because that's his wife, that's his lady. He lives with her. If she feels uncomfortable about something that you did, now you got to deal with the repercussions of that. Here's the problem that I have with that, though. Everybody is not a stand-up fucking person.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So think about it like this. Think about if you live with a fucking liar. You know what I'm saying? Right. Think about if your lady is a pathological liar, or she's a person that elaborates on everything. She fucking draws it out to the umpteenth degree. If your woman tells you some shit And the intention is wrong. She might be lying a little bit. The truth is, you know what I mean? The proof is really in the pudding. And y'all ain't even begin to crack open the box of Jell-O pudding mix yet. At the end of the day, it could really be a tiff because you don't really know. It's like talking to somebody. It's like trying to figure somebody's tone on a text message.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So, me personally, I hate the idea of that because here's the thing. I got people that I've been friends with for 20 years. And if my wife feels disrespected by something that you said, then all of a sudden we got to deal with it in a different way. You know what I mean? The approach has to be different. That's my wife. And it fucking sucks because that may be the way that person talks, or that may be the way that's not what that person means. But nobody say this all the time. Nobody gives a fuck about your intent. Your intentions mean nothing whenever you make somebody feel a way. You can misspell something in a fucking text message and say fuck instead of duck. And all of a sudden it's an
issue.
This motherfucker said he said something about fuck. Yo, it is people got to be real careful about the way that you conduct your relationships, especially with married couples, especially with, you know what I'm saying, your friends, you know what I mean, with your wife or with your husband or with your spouse or whatnot, because people are very ticky-tack. And if you are the mature, here's the worst thing about it, especially as the man, and this is the one thing I do know. As a man, if you're the mature person in that situation, but your wife want to turn it up, she going to look at you a type of way that you don't want to turn it up too. Because she going to look like you going to let that motherfucker disrespect me.
Right.
And that's a fucked up situation to be in, man. Listen, prayers to everybody that's involved in that. I guess more will be divulged when it comes to this. But right now it's just looking like a he say, she say type thing. You know what I'm saying? And all right, so the last thing but not least in the current events is one of the songs that I just played, but I need you to listen to this album. This Diddy album.
Okay.
It is great. It's called Off the Grid.
Off the Grid.
And he got a real good song on there called Kim Porter with Babyface and John Legend. And it's beautiful. The whole thing, Mary J. Blige.
I told her why she was here.
Man, don't do that. Don't do that. People break up, Kelly. She has his children.
Yes, people break up, but after she died, all the things that he was saying, whatever.
No.
Whatever.
No, wait. We can have a conversation about that. Why? Let me ask you a question.
The one woman I should have married. I mean, he was just saying all the stuff that he should have said before she died. Give my flowers now.
I'm pretty sure that was the mother of his children. I'm pretty sure that he gave her the flowers. And the millions. And the respect and the honor.
Not the respect.
Why did he get the respect?
Because he has a daughter that's the same age as the twins.
All right, so he was fucking other people.
Okay.
Why
so
y'all?
The respect.
Y'all really take stock into all this. You asking a man that's a billionaire to be an angel.
Baby could have been a year older, 2 years younger. But they had to be the same damn age.
So that takes away all the feelings about it. Why? Because he impregnated somebody else during that time?
Just fucking.
He's Diddy.
Just fucking the fuck.
Yes, that's what you do. That's what you do when you're worth that much money. You fucking the fuck. That's what happens.
Let's talk about him giving the masters back to the people.
All right, yeah. Now shout out to Diddy, and that's another thing. You know what I mean? It's like the Diddy cast now. He just the nigga.
We're just gonna get this part out.
All right.
So, so having a conversation with another person, right?
Oh, you wouldn't
I
consider
wasn't
him,
talking to myself.
You wasn't consider him a friend?
No.
Oh, okay. Because you said friend. You kind of.
It's
a
difference.
Say friend. Okay.
It's a person.
It's a person.
Right.
You were intimate with this person?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's a female.
Oh, all right. It's a female.
I was having a conversation with.
All right. My bad.
Okay. And we were talking about Diddy, giving the masters away.
Right.
And she was saying, that's good because people are really out here fighting for their masters.
Absolutely.
And so the fact that you're going to give them back to the artists so that they can make the appropriate money,
Absolutely, I agree.
Especially Biggie's, kids,
Yeah, his family. Yeah. No, that's
especially Biggie's family. What's his name?
His son.
Oh,
What?
no, Flavor in Your Ear.
Craig Mack.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because Takes it back to Transformers. That whole movie takes place in the 90s.
Right.
94 to be specific.
Mm-hmm.
So the music is just all groovy.
Okay.
Sorry, excuse me.
That's your vibe.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
And
how
that's
I
your
am.
time. Yeah, it's your finger waves and your fucking
Never had finger waves.
Gucci watches and shit.
Never.
Oh, all right. You never.
I had my MCM
little tote bag,
waist
whatnot.
fanny pack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you could buy MCM from the Chinese store on the corner. It wasn't an MCM store. Anyway.
Can you stop saying incriminating shit on the podcast?
No.
That's illegal.
It's not incriminating.
It is.
Okay, that was like 30 years ago.
Oh, all right. Statute of limitations done. All right, go ahead.
Go find that store again. So
it wasn't a store. Go ahead.
So anyway, we were having this conversation.
Right.
But being around as long as I have.
Okay.
And even though I don't know him personally.
Been around for a long time.
Fuck yeah. And even though I do not know the man personally.
Right.
I have some, why is he doing that?
Okay.
So it's always the don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing situation. I was like, he's doing this. I was like, but there's something else behind why he's doing it. He's either getting ready to make buku bucks off of something else and doesn't need that money. Something
It's a rollout.
Something is greater for him.
Yeah.
If he gives this away.
Well, can I be honest with you?
Now.
I think what he's about to do is he's about to sell a bad boy catalog.
No.
Okay.
So Danny D. Kane too, like giving them their masters.
Mm-hmm.
So the chick from Danny D. Kane, I can't think of her name.
Dawn.
No.
Aubrey.
Mm-hmm. Comes out and says she received the information.
Yeah.
That they'll be able to have their masters.
Okay.
But in order to receive the masters, you have to sign not a D&D, but a keep shut paper. I can't think of what it was.
What you call it? I think that's what it is. God damn it. You know what I'm talking about. I know what you're talking about.
No, it might be a D&D because DNR is to do not resuscitate. But that's what I'm
do
thinking.
not resuscitate. Honestly, I don't think you got to tell nobody to do not resuscitate any one of their careers. It's been dead a long fucking time.
She don't even look like a human being for real. I don't know what she look like.
Yeah, that's just that.
But they have to sign some paperwork.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they cannot talk about P. Diddy. Oh, here it is. I found it.
Right.
So this is this guy.
On the P. Diddy hate train, and I will never get off. I will never miss an opportunity to slander this man. When I found out that this treacherous ass man was giving people their publishing back, I was like, okay, but what are you doing with that other hand? What are you really doing? Andre O'Day came out and told us what it really was. So supposedly when Andre O'Day found out that they were getting their publishing back, or they had the opportunity to get their publishing back, she hits the group chat back up and was like, don't sign their contract.
Any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release.
Non-disclosure.
I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music, or EMI, or Sony ever in public.
Just for publishing, and y'all know they already don't make no money off them streams. Kind of feel like this was just him trying to get good press so that people could go out and stream that album. No,
it's a rollout. It's a rollout. But let me ask you a question. Now, don't get me wrong. The him keeping their masters under perpetuity for because that was really what the contract said. He ain't never had to give them shit. But him giving the masters back, it don't tell you something. That don't give you a little bit of faith that we know it's a rollout. We understand it. I'm pretty sure that everybody knew it was a rollout as soon as he did it. But that don't really like to me, that doesn't take away from the greater scheme of the thing. Because here's the thing. Masters ain't worth shit anyway. They're not really worth that much anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because the catalog has been the catalog. He done made $1 billion off of doing what he had to do. And his money is going to be his money. He got so many other different investments. It is what it is. Catalog is catalog. That's probably one thing that really don't move the needle as far as making money like that anymore anyway. But, so what? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, don't talk. I'm not going to give you my masters just under the pretense of, you know what I mean, under good faith, and then have you out there talking shit about me. Huh? Come on, man. That's like, okay, the Mr. Know-It-All podcast, Know-It-All Network signed into a major distribution, you know what I mean, company of podcasts and of internet radio, whatever it is that you want to call it. We signed a Sirius or some shit like that, right? Kellie Q is a part of the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. You know what I'm saying? Then things change. You no longer are part of the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. You know what I'm saying? But you want to use your likeness and voice from the Mr. Know-It-All podcast in order to, you know what I mean, put something else out there for future endeavors and whatnot. And I'm like, cool. That's fine. And it's me. And I'm saying to you, all right, cool. Yeah, you can do that. You know what I mean? But we ended on bad terms. You think I'm just going to give you the shit? So you can go up there and tell them, like, and another thing, can't do shit to me now because I got my intellectual property back and whatnot, and this Kellie Q and this bitch and whatnot, and the Kellie Q show say, fuck the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. And all you can suck my dick that like the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. Matter of fact, it's the Mr. Don't Know Shit podcast, and if you stream it, you don't know shit. Now you got a fucking situation, and it's fucking with my bottom line because you done started a campaign. Remember that? Remember when 50 and Game was going at it?
Yeah.
And he had that whole GU not thing. You understand what I'm saying? So now it's a whole thing. Like, man, I don't blame him for saying under the contract, I'm giving you this shit back. I didn't have to give you the shit. I'm giving it back to you. And under this pretense, please don't talk shit about me. Don't slander my name. Because I'm telling you, that's what, think about it like this. Everybody, like all these old rappers that got podcasts now. You know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers do is drag the fucking companies, all the labels they used to work with through the mud. Joe Budden talk about Def Jam like a dog. Nori he be talking some shit about the way his contracts was done out. Even Gilly say he did some shit and it was all well and dandy. He signed good contracts, but he damn sure talk a lot of shit about Cash Money. Right. That's my whole point. At the end of the day, if it don't end amicably and you're not making money off these motherfuckers and you're giving out information, that's another thing. Because they know these platforms are here. They know these podcast platforms and all these, you know what I mean, right. Insta lives and all that. You can get on there and talk your shit. So when you get on and talk your shit, if you dragging the company you used to work with through the mud because it's 20 years later now and you don't give a fuck, but now they can't do nothing to you because you still you make money off your own shit. That is what it is. Who the fuck is that?
I'll just leave it here and let you figure that out before the show is over.
All right. I'm gonna, what you call it? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You gonna tell me because I can't figure it out.
I'm gonna tell you, yeah.
Anyway, so that concludes current events.
Concludes the catch up.
That's not the catch up. That's the current events. Your drunk ass. Jesus Christ. All right. Oh yeah, because we had talked about the album. Okay, so Ty wrote some questions down.
Okay.
But it's weird because I guess you ask questions. Questions are at the bottom. You ask questions because I can't answer the questions because for me, we had episode 160 and whatnot. So these questions are under the nature of, I guess, in a way, kind of being nostalgic. So we can actually, you know what I mean, get to the bottom of a lot of thought processes that came along with doing this podcast.
Okay.
All right. Talk to me.
So before we ask these questions, before I ask these questions.
Yeah.
You can write down some questions to ask me.
Got you.
As your co-host.
Got you.
And we can not go back and forth, but, you know, whatevs.
Cool.
1. We're reminiscing today. We're reminiscing about
So,
how much I hate that sound. So, we are on the Mr. Know-It-All podcast.
Yes, we are.
Why did you start the Mr. Know-It-All podcast? And how long had you been thinking about it?
I've been thinking about starting the Mr. Know-It-All podcast for about 2 years before I actually cracked the mic and started the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. I was, you get online, you start stating your opinions about things. This when a lot of things was going on. This was like pre-COVID, but it was like I forget. It was a couple different things that were going on.
We started what you
started it in October of 19. You know what I mean? So
my show was a month before COVID hit in.
Yeah, it was. Yup,
Oh,
absolutely. Yup. So I mean, and it was like October of 19, and I wanted to do something, and the big thing was there were a lot of things that were going on because I'm not the only one that kind of started around this time. I think that with the whole, I think it was the whole 2020 thing was coming around, and the big thing about the whole 2020 thing was I think everybody was on that wave. It's like, all right, we in a new decade, we 20 years into the new. I don't know who the hell that is.
Okay. Look at his shirt.
Is that Special Ed? That's what I thought. Yeah, because I heard about him being on Drink Champs. Yeah. Shout out to Special Ed. That nigga's woo.
Homie, idol, the highest title, numero uno.
Shout out to Special Ed.
I think that's one rap that if somebody said rap
That's
or
my
die,
shit.
that
numero
and
uno.
Cha 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 by MC Light.
All right, get your old ass out of here. We have people that don't know what the fuck you talking about. Special Ed is a rapper from the 80s. That's it.
And MC Light is just everything.
All right, shout out to MC Light and Special Ed.
Okay.
You keep letting this shit. What you call it? Do I need to text these questions to you?
Just scan it and send it to me. Like,
There you go. But yeah, one of the reasons why, I felt like I had an opinion. I think I was coming off of this whole rap thing.
right.
Rap thing, shows and parties, and the big thing with me was I was feeling like what I wanted to say in hip hop no longer was being listened to.
Okay.
Point blank. Period. There was nothing that was even like remotely sounding like shit I was putting together. And it wasn't that what I was putting together was old school. It's the fact that you niggas are stupid now. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is that the shit got dumbed down. It got dumbed down to the point. Dumbing down had happened in its entirety. But now I started to understand that people that sat down and actually wrote raps, the lane became so niche, which I didn't think. I thought the other shit was niche before. But in that realm, sitting down and actually writing raps was niche. Lyrics and metaphors and punchlines and similes and shit and stories that had a you know what I mean, like a topical thing to it. It just became a thing. This fucking gnat is bothering me. God damn, I hope I killed it. But yeah, so that, when I came off of that, I was like, I need to find a new way, to outlet.
Right.
And you know what I mean, the thought process of, the fact that I've always been creative, I've always loved to tell stories, I've always like to be in some sort of media and do something. So, yeah, and I seen, I was part of that wave of people that just started doing their thing. And, this was like the wave right after the big podcasts kind of established themselves. Then there was all these other podcasts that came in and started, doing podcasts. And then as they got better and better and better, now it's like an onslaught. Everybody's doing a fucking podcast now.
Right.
You suck. But that's a whole different topic entirely. And I'll give you props if it's good, but a lot of them are just not that good.
Right.
God, I hope I killed that gnat. Gnats and shit down here. So, all right, so let me give you a question.
Okay.
When you first heard the Mr. Know-It-All podcast, what was your first episode, as a matter of fact?
First episode.
First episode. When you listened to it, what was the first thing that you thought about when you listened to it? Besides the fact that you knew me.
Besides the fact that I saw that you started a podcast and asked for support. So I'm like, yo, that's little bro.
Yeah.
Let me, I had my own office, so
Right.
I would, pop that in and get my work done for the day. And I'm like, okay, he's finding his footing.
Right. So what did you think? What did you think of it?
Oh, I had notes. And I would send notes.
Right.
Like, no, that's not right. That's not how that started, or the movie that you're thinking of is not that movie, it's this movie. Like, it would just be, as I do on here, correction.
Fuck out of here, man. Oh, man. Okay.
But then it got down to, like, you and Ruffy. And just listening to y'all. I mean, it was fun. It's just, I got that 85%. So,
yeah.
Just hearing the dudes busting it up
Right.
and just hearing stuff from a guy's perspective.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
That's what kept me tuned in is, I'm a woman.
Right.
I don't know how men think.
Oh, okay. So you right.
Just trying to peep it to see, know.
So it was a peep behind the veil. It's like you was hiding in the locker room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Listen to what niggas was talking about. Yeah. Okay.
That
cool.
picture with the eye missing. I was that eye looking at.
Wow. It's kind of weird, but all right. Go ahead.
Porky's, what's the name of that movie?
That was Porky's. My movie. Oh, Porky's and Porky's too. Porky's Revenge, not so much. You know what I mean? That's where they kind of fell off the deep end. But Porky's and Porky's 2 was some of the funniest shit ever. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question, sir. All these locks I have on my phone. How did you come up with the name, sir?
The Mr. Know-It-All podcast.
Because you think you know every goddamn thing. That's why.
That's a part of it and whatnot. Here's the funny thing, right? So one day, right? I'm having, and this probably was like my, damn, was it around? It was around the time that I was turning like 35, and I forget exactly what it was.
Or what? A long time ago now.
No, it's not that long ago, yeah. It's not that long, not for me. I don't know about for you, but not that for me.
Your 30s are so long.
It's not that long.
So gone over you.
As for right now, I'm like 39 in like 16 months. I'm saying 39 and 16 months is like
you went to Vegas to celebrate your 40th birthday.
39 is
you are 40.
39 and 17 months is how old I am.
No, you're not a baby. We're not counting months. We only counting years up in this bitch right now.
39 and 17.
40.
All right. Whatever. I'm 40. Okay, listen. So I was around
on 41.
No, I'm not knocking it off.
I'm about
5-6 blocks up. I'm not even there yet. not even there yet, right?
Right.
So here's the thing, right? So when I forget, this was like 1 week where I got into like deep conversations with not only my wife but my mom in the same week. And it was one of them things where it was like, I was saying something and I was right about it, right? And I knew I was right.
Oh, Lord.
And when I was proven right, Shannon was like, oh, here we got to Google because you got to think, you know what I mean? Of course, you think you know everything, so you got to know it. You got to know it all. And she said something like that, and everyone, I was like, oh, that's kind of, funny. And then my mom, we was saying something, and she was like, I don't even understand why you always do that. She was like, you know what I mean? You were just, you are like really like a Mr. Know-It-All. And I was like, that's kind of strange. And then it kind of like reverberated, just kind of like always was on my mind. So the first thing that I said to myself was, what is something that describes me? Like to a T, or the way that I think about myself. Like if y'all saw the last episode when I was talking to John Horn, it was we were talking about your ideal of yourself and your self-perception and all that goes along with it. that was a part of it.
Right.
It was like, you know what I mean? Sometimes, and it used to be sometimes to my detriment and whatnot, because everybody don't always want to feel like, are you trying to one-up them? But my thing is, I just don't like when, not a false narrative, just when people's information is incorrect. Like when people say things, I always been a corrective type person, because I would want somebody to do the same thing for me. If I'm saying a word continuously wrong, I want somebody to be like, yo, man, that's not the right word. Spell that shit different, or say that different. That's not the way it go. Like, you know, the whole conversate and converse thing, the whole people that don't know the difference between they twos. You know what I'm saying? That shit bothers me a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? The two, and two. The there, and there. And sorry for your loss. If I see one more motherfucker saying sorry for your lost, I'm going to clothesline somebody. Shit like that drives me crazy. And it's not about me being perfect. It's about me, you know what I mean, kind of knowing the difference. It's like, all right, if I know the difference, I know the difference. If I don't know the difference and I'm saying some shit that I ain't supposed to be saying, I would hope somebody would say, listen, that's not the way you're supposed to say it. That's not what that means.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, sir.
So when did you think, just as a listener, before you even came aboard, that we were finding the stride and we had a thing? What episode could you attribute that back to? Even if you don't know the episode that it was.
I think.
Give me a landmark, like something specifically that happened.
Like literally, I think the first episode I was on with Tiff, and we just hung out and chilled and talked. Like longest episode ever. But one of the best ever. And 17,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, you know, the fact that you guys asked me to come on after that.
So you inserted yourself into that.
I didn't mean that, but like it was consistently going through some changes.
Yes.
From
right. Because
every episode.
It was
till
different.
We started having
because it was me, Ruff, and Reg at first.
Right.
Then, you know what I mean, Reg kind of fell to the background.
Right.
Then it was more along the lines of, all right, what are we doing? And then it was time that Ruff wasn't here, as my man Dirk came through. It was a time when it was me, Ruff, and then Sin and Ox was on.
Right.
And that was leading into 2020. You know what I mean? Like, so it was one of them things where, you're right, it was continuously changing, you know what I mean? But it was evolving. But like I think when I think that it started to pick up speed, it was an episode called Hallelujah.
Okay.
I think it was episode 7.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because it's not that I'm a perfectionist, but I want people to be able to hear and understand and to kind of like, everything else before that was kind of like blurry. It was almost like, you know what I mean? Like the little interface we had, the mic was low, we was confined, we didn't have any cameras or anything like that. And everything was just kind of compact. It was like, all right, our little podcast and our little section of the basement, we do it. You know what I'm saying? I hit record. It is what it is. It picks up on the John. You know, it is what it is. You could barely hear Ruffy half the time anyway. So he was like, it was just me talking with him like in the background, you know what I mean, being animated.
Right.
When we bought the different interface, that was episode 7, and I found out how to do the little plugins with the things with the in the computer. Okay. And it was called Hallelujah because I had a sound effect that I was playing because I hooked my phone up to the thing.
Got it right.
Yeah, no, but the sound effect was Hallelujah.
Oh Lord.
So that was the first time that I heard the podcast in exactly the form that it could be. Okay. And that was from the technical side of it, and it was from the side of, oh, this would be thorough, you know what I mean, with people, you know, talking that you can understand and it's having good viewpoints and whatnot. And I think it kind of found a pocket after that. But yeah, so that's what I think. But I'm giving you the answer to your question, so I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? So you felt as if that the first time that you was up here, that's when it kind of took the turn for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and not so much I was on there, but it was just a more focused, more tight kind of show. Okay. It's like, I think you were more prepared for our show. Because before we were just, but you guys were just like, loosey-goosey.
Right.
And now I think, you started coming up with a structure because you actually had guests. So it was some things you wanted to cover.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think,
that makes sense.
From there to now, before we didn't always know the topics that we were going to be walking into because you wanted us to just be off the cuff. But I think now we're coming, different thought process coming in maybe a little bit more prepared for, the possibilities of what we could be discussing on whatever show we're on. So
shout out to that. Shout out to that. Shout out to that.
Next question.
Go ahead.
How is the podcast different now than when it first started?
Yeah,
I can answer that. There were like 95 hosts, and now there are 2.
Right. I think that we went through. It was 2 to start. Then it became 3 for a long time, and now we're back to 2. You know what I mean? That's a definite. That's the tangible things that you can see. But
right.
Also, I think the ever evolving thing that happens in this space, and that's one of the reasons why, very very soon, all the services that we offer as far as podcasting is going to be, full-fledged business, to be out there. Look out for that, very soon. I will be, bringing up announcements for that. It's going to be locations. It's going to be all different types of things that we're doing.
Location.
The thing about it is that I've gotten pretty good with this craft of everything that it takes in order to kind of run this operation. It went from, talking on an old computer and on a mic to now, we, operate in the same space, but we operate much, much differently. We operate from camera angles. We operate with lighting. And, we operate from, even a different, track mechanism and whatnot that we use in order to record the podcast. Just, the iterations of everything, like I said, mostly the technical aspects, but also I've learned how to podcast. Like, and that becomes a thing, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when you see podcasts and when you listen to podcasts, even if it's not for you, you can kind of tell if something is structured or if something is put into play, if something is being done correctly, rather than just something where 4 homies turn their mic on and they just shooting the shit. Very, very intentional about it, and that just came with, kind of studying the art of it. I'm still learning every day about podcasting. The one thing that I do know is that the best podcasts put the best material together, even when it's not a lot of material to put together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And opinions can be entertaining. And this can be fun as hell. It's just, about the way this approach. So, yeah, that's what I think has changed. What has changed about you since you became a podcaster?
Goodness, I think I've become more aware of my age because somebody gets like to tell me that I'm old.
Nobody needs to tell you that you old. You all your opinions tell you that you old.
That's because you too young.
You just had a whole diatribe about MC Light in
special ed.
In special ed.
Hey, if somebody puts a gun in my head, what song am I gonna rap to not die?
Now, if the aliens came down, would you rap one of their songs if they asked you what hip hop was?
Yes, I would definitely do Light.
You would rap MC Light. Yeah. So if somebody said, "Listen, we need the best of what you got," you would rap MC Light?
I would rap MC Light. Why? Because that's what I know.
Yo, you couldn't give him like you couldn't give him Warning by Notorious B.I.G. You couldn't give him a Jay-Z bar, which you're the
I could probably do.
You're the fakest Jay-Z fan I've ever seen in my life. Talking about your favorite rapper. He
is. I may not memorize everything, but
that don't. Yo, if you
I don't have the space. You
don't have the bandwidth to know your favorite rapper's songs?
I know the songs that I know.
Yo.
When they're on.
What's the songs you know?
What's my favorite one?
Name 5 Jay-Z songs.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I see the whole fucking video. I
What's
see
that?
the girl singing in the video.
Oh my God, come
I'm
on.
blinking.
You're blanking.
Oh my God, I don't believe I'm
You're
blinking.
that much on the spot.
Cause
All right, so here we go. Fairweather ass
oh
fan
my
right
God.
here. Don't try to look none up. Don't try to look them up. What the fuck is you doing? Don't try to look them up. Kelly Q is cheating. That's bullshit. Nah,
But
don't
it's,
try to
oh
look
my
them up.
God. Dirt Off the Shoulder. I remember that one.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, but it's oh my God, it's the very first one because I recorded the video of it. So this is like off that.
The very first one.
The very first one that I was like, okay, yeah,
What
I
is the
like.
name of the song?
I cannot think of it. Oh my God, it's
How
a
it go?
girl singing in the song.
Talking about Sunshine?
No.
What?
Now I got to look. It
Oh, you
up.
talking
I do have
about
to look
Can't
it
Knock the Hustle?
No.
Until it ain't.
No.
Yo, look, yo. All right.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, it's up
Let's
to you.
go past.
You got the questions. You have to finish the questions.
What?
That's the last question?
How is the podcast different than when it first started?
I just explained that.
Okay, so what have been the highs?
The highs.
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Chew ad was a high. That was actually a good look. Because everybody's doing a Blue Chew ad now.
We had a sponsor one time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were sponsored
Yeah.
Blue Chew.
Then we have the catering.
Oh yeah. We had a catering company sponsor. The Billboard.
The Billboard was
the
hype.
shit. The Billboard.
We got a billboard.
Yeah, the Billboard was crazy. That was probably one of the highs or whatnot. Being monetized finally on
Feeling
YouTube.
it. That's what it. Not. And it didn't even come up. It just hit me. We feeling it. Find a moment. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
And Renegade. Renegade with Eminem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
He's a renegade.
Of course, you're gonna fall back on the obvious ones, but I got you. I respect it.
Anyway.
I respect it and I get it. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was like, you know what I mean? I think the Billboard,
Billboard was hype.
you know what I mean, evolving with the equipment, whatnot. When we finally went full-fledged video on YouTube, that was a high for me and whatnot. Figuring out, you know, even before the Adobe side, when I started, you know, doing editing the videos with Adobe Premiere Pro and being able to post them, that shit was the shit.
Evolution of
The whole evolution
that you've had.
The whole evolution.
Access to.
What was one of the questions ain't what my favorite episode was it? Oh, okay.
We can get to there. Write that down. We can get there.
Oh, yeah. No. But I'll ask you first, and you ask me. What was your favorite episode? Because we getting now to this, like, the last question is coming up, right? Or was that the last question?
It's like 3 more questions.
Oh, shit. Is it? All right.
Yeah.
What was your favorite episode?
My favorite episode was when we did the cheesesteak.
Episode 100?
Yeah, when we did the cheesesteak, or what's the best chicken cheesesteak.
Right.
And we just, all 3 of us are running around the city getting cheesesteaks from everywhere and slicing them. And I'm like, wait a minute, we got to number the plates so we know which one everybody's talking about. So,
Oh, man.
yeah.
What was I got a couple different favorite episodes.
Okay.
But I think that my favorite episode of the old iteration was the elevator story. That shit was hilarious. I'm sorry. It might not be your favorite. I found that shit hilarious. I thought it was right on time, right on the mark or whatnot. I thought that was a hilarious, well put together episode. I think the newer iteration episode probably with I think the Senate Ox one is a good one. I think the Senate Ox one is a good one, but I think the
That was a deep one.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a wild one. Because that's the Senate Ox one. That was the one that Ty was here for too. So that we doubled up that week. Yeah, we doubled up. Remember, we recorded 2 episodes in one time because I was
Yeah.
going on vacation. Yeah. That matter of fact, was that right before my birthday, wasn't it? Something like that. I think because I wasn't gonna be here for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that was it the first time? It may be the first time or the second time. No, it was the second time when it was the big podcast where it was like, I mean, the other one was a big one too, the episode 100, but this one was not too long ago. It was Taya, it was Taya, Teddy, and Scott Vibe.
Yeah.
And they was all in here or whatnot, and then
That was a vibe show.
Yeah,
That was a vibe
yeah,
show.
that was a good one. You know what I mean?
We were kind of getting Teddy to talk.
Kind of, yeah. But Teddy wants to come back and spill all the tea.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll,
We
yeah,
ready.
we'll,
We ready.
yeah. We gonna figure that out. What was your, before you ask me that question, what was your least favorite moment on the podcast?
When I cried.
Yeah.
When I showed my female side.
You talking about
that whatever.
the apology podcast? Yo, that shit was crazy. Crying ass. But you cry like, or get ready to cry often. I'm talking about, so that was
emotional.
that was emotional. That was only emotional because all that shit was your own doing.
Yep. And I accepted it.
You'd accepted it.
And I accepted it.
Accountability, dog.
Accountability
How about that?
for some shit.
What's the next question?
What have been the lows? I know one low.
Oh, shit. The lows. I think that maybe some of the gaps in the times of recording the time were kind of the lows for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that I think the whole alteration of the show took when Ruffy left. You know what I mean? That was
Yeah.
kind of a thing. It was time, tough kind of getting used to the way that
our new footing.
Right. You know what I mean? Kind of seeing things, a little differently.
My low
Yeah.
was when COVID really hit.
Oh yeah.
And we had to do the show from our houses.
Oh my
We
God.
was doing it on Zoom.
Oh my God.
Trying to set up
Yeah.
our respective homes and microphones and not touch each other like Keith came to my house to drop off the microphone.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the window and I had to pop the trunk to my car so he could leave it in the trunk of the car.
Crazy.
And then once he put it in the car and walked away, then I could come downstairs
Yeah,
and go get it was too much.
that was a low.
Oh
And
my goodness.
the lowest of the lows was episode 25. My God. Just give it. Go back and listen to episode 25 when you get a chance.
Was that one of the Zoom? Is that the very first Zoom?
That
one?
was the very first
Oh, my goodness.
Zoom. That shit was terrible.
Then we Zoom from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, yup. But that episode was
Look.
like the pits. I'm like, what the fuck was we doing with that one? That was just to keep it going and whatnot because we didn't
Yeah.
realize. Yeah,
We
that
was
was
just trying to make sure we tried to get a show in.
absolutely,
Every week we
absolutely. Oh man. So like I said, and that was the. Hold up. What was the question that you asked me? That was the
lows.
lows.
What are your? Because it says what are your top 3 favorite shoes? We already talked.
Yeah,
about
we already
that.
talked about that.
But not that we've had a gazillion guests,
Right.
but your top 3 favorite guests.
Top 3 favorite guests.
Mm-hmm.
So the All the Smoke podcast with Meek and Simone. That was cool.
Yeah.
They don't even really do they John no more. I'm had to find out about them, but they but that was a good look and whatnot. I feel like that was one of a podcast where I felt like it was love, and it felt like it was that could have won another couple hours because it was like it was on different verges. It was like it was on the verge of being contentious at certain points, and then it was on the verge of being chill. like chill. So yeah, that was a good look. My man DJ Truth when he was up here.
Yeah.
When he was talking his shit. Who else have we had? Besides,
We had Two Stacks. We had
Two Stacks.
Tiff, Molly, Rob came a couple of times.
What you call it was cool
Your
too.
cousin came.
Rough homie. What was his name?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Main man when he came in here, that was
Yeah,
cool.
he was deep.
Big did a podcast. Big did like episode 12. It's before you even came aboard.
Yeah.
That was actually a good look at whatnot because he was giving some good.
Episode 25
Yeah.
was right after the Thoya.
Yep. And that was the first ever. That shit was the pits.
Yes, that
But
was
yeah,
the first. Please excuse this week's audio. R. and Kellie Q recorded remotely, social distancing.
Oh, yeah.
This week, the Mr. Know-It-All Pod Gang give you your weekly COVID-19 update. Stay safe, y'all.
Yikes. It's unreal that was over 3 years ago now.
Right.
It's going on 4 years ago now. That's crazy. That's madness. But yeah. So you said so. Let me see. Well, I guess we kind of what you call it your favorite guest. Was it? Nah, I can't do that. I was gonna say was there any guests that you didn't like, but I'm not gonna do that.
Any guess I didn't like?
Yeah.
I didn't like a guess?
No, I was asking. No. We love all our guests. Shout out to the guests.
We appreciate every person that has taken the time
To come up.
to get to this basement.
Oh, you know
chill
what
with
guest
us.
used to work my nerves too?
Who?
Drunk Shannon. That guest, love her dearly. Drunk Shannon be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother topic entirely.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I said it. Kick my ass when she find out. But
I think my favorite guest will always be my sister. Because
Tiff, yeah.
she brings out the craziness in me.
Yeah.
And we just vibe. So you know how we are when we go out.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if you see her, you see me.
Yeah,
So when we're in here and we're just vibing and even having like our little secret jabs at each other, that's people. So always love when my sister comes through.
Oh yeah, Percy always a good guest too.
Oh my God, Percy is great.
Yeah, Percy's always a good guest too. He comes in, he on his
He
shit.
got the whole radio voice.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that nigga. I'm trying to tell you.
Nurse.
That nigga will. I'm gonna produce a podcast about tattooing sooner or later if it kills me. Like, for real.
Yeah, like I said, I finally follow him. So
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff pop up.
Yeah.
Even though I will never, ever, ever get a tattoo.
You should get a tattoo.
His artistic, like,
you should get a
talents
You should
are
get a
awesome.
tattoo.
Why?
You should get a tattoo.
Why?
I don't know. You should just
I am
do it.
allergic to pain.
And here you go with that shit again.
allergic to
Everybody's allergic to pain.
You know, I have
understand?
I have an 18-year-old child that never had a child
I don't understand what you're talking about.
because I did not physically bring that child into the world.
Yeah, the C-section?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, both my kids were C-sections.
Yeah.
Good. You know what? That actually brings
Those
you,
that no.
that actually keeps your stock up too.
Yep. Those that no. Those that no.
Oh my gosh, man.
Perfectly in shape.
What was the last question?
That was the last question.
That was the last question?
What's your question?
My last question is that how do you feel like you've evolved as a podcaster over the years?
Well, the fact that I even now call myself a podcaster.
Do you call yourself a podcaster to people?
Now.
You tell people you're a podcaster?
Yes.
Holy shit. Shout out to you.
You got a podcast?
Bring me along.
Yeah, I've been doing a podcast for like 3 years.
That's crazy.
Knocking on 4.
Yeah. So like.
He's like, really, what's your song about? I was like, everything and nothing all at once.
Yep. Everything.
He's like, what you're talking about? Everything and
all,
nothing.
all at once.
I was like, it depends on, where the conversation steers. Because we could start, as you can see right now, with one question.
Right.
But those questions lead to other thoughts that lead to other questions.
Yeah.
So then we go down a whole, we the rabbit hole people. We gonna go down a whole nother rabbit hole just to talk. Mm-hmm. And I think that's I use the podcast not only as a place to see my brother, but to have an intelligent conversation about what's going on in the world.
Right.
Where not only am I listening to someone's opinions, someone's listening to mine. They're not getting offended by how I feel because they respect the fact that that is how I feel, whether they feel the same or don't or indifferent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I use it as therapy because sometimes we'll be down here for an hour and a half after the show is going off.
Right.
Just continue talking. Just,
That's why we need a Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the Patreon stuff. Everybody's not privy to all that conversation.
Right.
But just, it's a moment where I'm not at work being event manager, sales manager, whatever manager. I'm not at home managing the house, dealing with my son and his life. I get to just be Kellie here.
Right.
So I appreciate that.
Shout out to that. And shout out to our 45-minute podcast. Oh, man. We normally go longer, but short and sweet. Loving it today. During football season, go Birds. TV. Anything special?
I'm on my Star Wars Acosta.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, I haven't finished Mandalorian. I haven't finished Andor. I think I'm on like the 4th episode of Andor.
Okay.
And I'm on the 2nd episode of the new season of Mandalorian. But somebody keeps telling me it's starting off slow.
Right.
Push through.
And
I
got to get to any of that. I haven't watched.
Yeah, and then there's for Taya.
Yeah.
There's a show that both of us watched called Sweet Magnolias.
Right.
The day it dropped.
Yeah.
I was finished in 2 days.
Damn.
That's my show.
Damn.
Heather Headley, the singer, is on there. But she just posted like, I'm having a hard time because this particular character made this decision, and I had to text her like, finish it.
Right.
So just like somebody was telling me about Mandalorian,
finish it,
push through.
Yeah.
I'm telling her, push through.
Yup.
Trust me, you're going to see the results of the decision she made.
Yeah, because you stayed, like I said, you take your shit personal. Like, just keep watching the shit. What did I do?
Some stuff I can keep watching, some stuff I just be like, I'll come back to that. I finished Justified. I don't know if
the original.
So I watched all the original and all of the new season, City Primeval or whatever.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I finished it all.
I've been watching still a little bit of the 90 Day Fiancé, so I did get an opportunity last weekend to sit back and watch a movie. What you watch? Smile.
Smile?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
You gotta watch it.
Nope.
It's a fucking great horror flick,
I'm
man.
not trusting you on horror flicks. Whatever.
Why? Why you don't trust me on horror flicks?
Because you like them damn, what's that movie you trying to get me to watch?
Paranormal Activity?
Yes.
And you ain't like it?
No.
That's because you ain't got an open mind. Yeah, open your minds and shit. Oh yeah. Also the priest. The Pope's Exorcist.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I did watch it.
Good shit.
That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
I like how they let it in. Spoiler alert, but they let it into a situation in which that it could be more.
Yeah.
Of
it's
them and
definitely
whatnot.
Be more.
He's like a real life Constantine and whatnot because
Yeah.
he's now they're saying look at there's other places and gates to hell on earth that he has to go tackle. So that's a good look, man. But yeah, other than that, now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Get with us on IG at Mr_KnowItAll_pod. The Facebook fan page, Mr. KnowItAll Podcast fan page, Mr. KnowItAll Podcast on TikTok. And please, as always, send all of your fuckery, duckery, and schmuckery over to the Gmail account at MrKnowItAllPod@gmail.com. That's MrKnowItAllPod@gmail.com. You ever thought?
Nope.
Let me just ask this question real quick. You ever thought, like, remember we were talking about superheroes last time?
Oh, God.
And the one thing that I always thought of is like,
I'm so scared.
what if somebody had to take a shit in the middle of a battle. Like the Flash, I think he'd be cool. He'd be cool. Oh yeah,
I watched the Flash.
Yeah.
I watched the Flash.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
Yeah.
Hate to admit it, like you said.
No, it was good.
But I think what we really liked about it,
right,
is the fucking throwbacks.
Yeah.
Of how they incorporated Christopher, the original. First of all, the original black and white Superman. When
George Reeves.
Yeah. Then Christopher Reeves, no relation. But before they even showed him, when they showed him from behind, I was like, "That's Christopher Reeves."
They even had Nicolas Cage Superman in it.
And then they had Supergirl standing next to her cousin.
Yeah.
And then they had Nicolas Cage, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
The one thing,
and I had to go look it up. I was like, "Oh, he was supposed to play Superman in some kind of
he was
crazy ass."
No, he was supposed to be so essentially.
They kind of shot most of it and then scrapped it.
So Warner Brothers was in charge of. They've always been in charge of the DC stuff, and it started off with Batman. Started off with Superman, and then because they own the rights to Superman and Batman, Tim Burton, the one that did the Batman movies, was doing a Superman movie. And it was called Superman Lives. And because remember, at the end of this Christopher Reeve series, Superman flew off into obscurity somewhere. And Superman Lives was supposed to be before, you remember Superman Returns, that was with Brandon Routh.
Right.
Right. So that Superman, that was the worst. I understand. You had Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. It was the greatest casting in the history of Superman movies, and you fucked it up. The best part about it is when you shot him in the eye and the bullet bounced off his eyeball. The rest of the movie was dumb.
Like, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like
when you look at anybody who they could have cast as Lex Luthor and that time frame.
At that time,
Kevin Spacey was perfect.
So fucking perfect. So perfect. And it they never really missed too much on Lex Luthor though.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman.
Like Gene Hackman was awesome as Lex Luthor.
You had Jesse Eisenberg. You don't miss.
It was weird, but
no, but he was.
He was weird, but it was good.
But it worked.
Right.
It fucking worked. Like
but
it really did.
At the end, I felt so fucking justified in my feelings. It's ridiculous because I don't care what anyone else says. George Clooney is my favorite Batman.
George, how the fuck? You know what?
How is George Clooney my favorite Batman?
How?
George Clooney is my favorite Batman because when you think of a rich and wealthy, playboy superhero.
And you would think that George Clooney would be Batman? The best, beyond popular belief, the best Batman was Ben Affleck. He got a square head like Batman. You know what I mean? He's big.
But then
he's, you know what I mean?
And they had Michael Keaton in here.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
I'm Batman.
Yeah. I
remember
I didn't like the
going to
California. Let's get nuts
I was in
thing.
California visiting my sister and my godmom and my cousins, my other younger cousins. We all went.
You about to tell us
an
old story about you going to go see the?
No, I just remember. I remember actually going to see that in the movie theaters in California. Just enjoyed it so much.
Shout out to them, man. But anyway,
I like the because when at the end he was like, "Who? What the fuck? What the fuck? Who are you?"
Yeah, exactly. So, but think about the lead.
Like he should have known at the end because he had already seen the footage and he never set his head up. So when he was in the court with his father gets, released because he actually lifted his head up.
Right.
He should have known he was in a different dimension. But we say all that to say.
Yeah. You got to see if he's
once again, DC is copying off of what Marvel already did like 3 years ago.
But they do that the whole time. But listen, Warner Brothers has dropped the ball. You got the new Aquaman coming out. So they wrapping up all the old people. It is what it is. Shout out to them and whatnot. But honestly, you ever know, because all the superhero suits be one piece. So if you got a shit, you can't even make that happen. Like, honestly. Like Superman can do it quick, Flash can do it quick, but if Batman got to go, I mean, he got the utility belt. You think he put toilet paper in it? You think it's like an ejector seat for you taking a dump on the side of a...
No. And I don't believe I'm going to put this much thought into it.
Okay.
The way his suit is.
Right.
Because it really looks like a one-piece suit.
Right.
But he has so much stuff going on. I am sure he has like an evacuation system.
No, he doesn't. No, he has an evacuation system, so he can go ahead and take a shit in the bat suit.
Yep, just like that woman, that astronaut woman who wore the diaper because she was gonna go kill her husband or something.
Exactly. See, what I don't understand is that you still gotta stop and get gas. Why didn't you just fucking take a shit when you went
She wasn't stopping to get gas. She filled up before she left.
So the person wasn't that far away. I thought she had to stop and get gas. That's
I don't know.
All right, man. Well, this has been episode 160. On behalf of myself, Mr. KnowItAll, that's Kellie Q, the Qster, and we are out. We love you dearly. Be safe out there, and until episode 161, love yourself, love each other, and have all the orgasms you see fit. Peace.
Well, you shouldn't be such a smart mouth, Mr. Know-It-All.